Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the Saba show. And today we are reviewing the Carlton Hawthorn game. Carlton are winners by one solitary point, and that takes us to 3-0 on the season. I took a bit of time to regroup because my throat is gone. But we are here now and we are talking. So if you do enjoy this, drop a like and subscribe. We are going to be doing these on a weekly basis in case you and you are around here. That is some information that you may need. But let's get into this. This win, I don't know if it was deserved or not. First quarter came out of the blocks, kicked 7 goals, won, and we looked like we were on top of the world. Like Carlton supporters, Carlton players, everyone's loving life. Then the Hawks come out probably midway through the second quarter and actually wake up. You can like feel a change in momentum. And sneaky suspicions would say that Carlton may choke this. And as you can see by the final result, or well, you can't see it, but we nearly did exactly that. And thank God we didn't, because I think a lot of Collingwood supporters would have it in for us if we did choke this game, given they did last night. Regardless, we are 3-0. Let's discuss the game. Hawthorn absolutely, well, tore us apart, especially when they changed their game style, played a bit more of a daring game, used pretty much the whole field. We looked absolutely gassed, and because they constantly made us they constantly made us continuously run for the ball. Yeah, they basically controlled the game for the best part of, well, the whole second half, and probably a little bit in the second quarter as well, when you could see that momentum shift. But in that second quarter, we held them off enough where they didn't really capitalize. Then the third quarter and fourth quarters came around, and we didn't have enough offensive, production, and they made us pay. But obviously, sitting here at home, sitting at the ground, it didn't really make a difference as to how anxious I was. If we look at key performers, first half, Cripps was exceptional, Kennedy was exceptional, Walsh was exceptional, Chera much quieter, Hewitt much quieter. Second half, Cripps sort of disappeared from the game a little bit. Walshy had a slow third quarter. Hewitt was probably our best midfielder in the second half. But a lot of this game had characteristics from 2021, 2020, 2019, 2018. Coughing up leads, 5-goal runs for your opposition, kicking down the line long to mismatches or outnumbers. There was a lot of that. And that is a little bit of a worry. We kicked 2 goals after halftime. There's got to be a fix for that. One of the goals, we pretty much shit-housed our way to get that goal, and that was ultimately the decisive winner, basically. That decided the game. So, look, I would say we're actually considerably lucky for the second game in a row. We probably shouldn't have finished the job. But, I mean, Hawthorn, they did some very nice things. I think we got to take a page out of their book for what they did in the next 3 quarters. They saw what we did, and to be fair, we probably played the exact same way we did in the first quarter as we did for the next 3. But the difference was Hawthorn's key backs were getting involved. Granger, Barras, Sicily, and CJ were probably, they were exceptional for pretty much the whole game. I mean, they looked undersized on paper, but they were very instrumental in the fight back. CJ's run off halfback was lovely. Throughout the middle, the 2 rookies were very nice, Josh Ward and Connor McDonald. Mitchell kicked a very crucial goal in the last quarter, which really cut the deficit down. Dylan Moore and Lukey Bruce were very good as small forwards for Hawthorn, and Jack Gunston in the last quarter, he kicked the goal that tied the game, or actually cut it to 1 point. So that really created some more uneasiness. But I think that's why Hawthorn are so good now, or are much improved, because they've gotten all these experienced players back. And they really mesh well, and they fast-track the development of the youth. So that's why they've looked really good, a really daring football side. I think if we look back to the Carlton side of things, last year we aren't winning this game. We aren't. We're falling flat. We are going to sleep. We're dropping our heads, and we are not holding on. This year it's a different football side. It is being aware of the fact that Carlton fans want us to play us or want these players to play to the final siren. They basically want effort. That's simply it. And if you get effort or you provide enough of it, you will win games of football. And today it's ultimately that little extra edge we had at the end. We were absolutely gassed. Patrick Cripps could barely bend down to pick up the football, and we were still able to win the game. So absolutely huge win for the Blues, and we play Gold Coast next week, which I think the Suns. I mean, the scoreboard's a bit generous on them. They lost by 26, but they were pretty awful in the midfield. So, Took Miller is gonna. I mean, he's gonna have his work cut out because of all the players we have. But at the same time, Took Miller is a very hard runner, and I think it's going to be a handful to stop him. George Hewitt is probably going to get the assignment, and basically occupy him all day long. But outside of that, I think Gold Coast will be hungry. They were not ready to play yesterday, so I think it'll be a different type of thing when they come up against Carlton next week, and it is on the Gold Coast. So our first game outside of Melbourne, it's going to be interesting to see how we cope with that. 3 wins to start the year, 4th win could be coming, and we could be on top of the ladder. You never know. We are sitting at 3rd position as I speak, so it is promising. Wiedering was unbelievable down back. Saki Williams and Nick Newman. I reckon Nick Newman was better out of the two. Jordan Boyd on debut, not too bad, but did make some errors that would, indicate it was his first game of football. Harry and Charlie, good first halves, were missing in the second half. And we already discussed the midfield. Setterfield was very good on the wing, but he also, much like a lot of our players, tired out. And yeah, Adam Chera was not at his best. So should look to get him more of the footy next week against Gold Coast, depending on conditions. It could be a torrential rain type game, like it was 2 weeks ago against the D's. Very dewy, very wet. So who knows about that one? But I think the key thing is I have like a little message for Carlton supporters after every one of these reviews. But my message for this game is, once again, do not get complacent. We are not flag fancies. We are not making the finals yet. It's a wonderful start. I'm going to get absolutely pumped up about it. I'm hyped about it, 100%, because we should not have won this game. It looked like we were absolutely finished. Hawthorn had all the momentum, and somehow we held them off. Give them a couple extra minutes, and they win this game. They run away with it. So, yeah. But basically, don't be complacent. We, as I said, this win does not put us in an upper echelon now. No, it doesn't. Because we were far from our best in this game. It sure is a bonus when you play one good quarter of footy and you were very far off from your best. It's a bonus if you can win games whilst all that is also a part of the circumstances. But by all means, fucking celebrate this, because it's, a 3-0 start to the season hasn't happened in a number of years, and I honestly couldn't recall the last time it happened, to tell you the truth. So, yeah, but it's great to see. It's great to see a team winning. It's great to see the fans up and about. It's great to see success and the pundits realising that Carlton aren't shit. Hawthorn aren't also that shit either. So, credit to them as well. They put on a contest. They put on a great game. I think 66,000 people rocked up to the game, which is unbelievable for a Carlton Hawthorn game. You wouldn't have called it at the start of the year. So I think there's a bit more incentive for Carlton fans to come out now. Yeah, I think the league's on notice somewhat, but until we play like an extremely good opponent, I think the Bulldogs was one step towards that last week. But if we play the likes of a Melbourne, a Brisbane, a Sydney, if we can knock off one of those three, I think that would say a lot about how far we've come as a football club. So thank you for watching. Drop a like, as I said, and subscribe to the show. We will be doing another one of these next week. And yeah, let's hope that this time next week we're 4-0 and still unbeaten. Peace out, everyone.